Welcome to the Mulligan Menace. Today we're playing some budget mono black discard. But first, if you could please hit that subscribe button below. Fairly new channel, really helps the algorithm. If you do that, hit the like button, post a comment below, talk about what kind of budget decks you'd like to see in the future. That really does help out. So please do that. And the budget deck we're looking at here, the discard, obviously, we got the Duresses. We got two of those. Intimidation Tactics. We have two. Ruthless Negotiation. The nice thing about this card is not only does it get rid of a card in their hand, but it has flashback in there that also allows you to draw a card. So very beneficial when you get to that later game where even if they don't have a card in hand, you can cast this to basically cycle it for the flashback cost. Stab gets rid of those early threats. Just get them off board really quickly. Works fantastic with the life gain deck. Able to get rid of all those life linkers really cheaply. Bandit's Talent. This is going to be your main source of damage in this deck. You're going to get that on that level 2 where they're going to be taking 2 damage for not having cards in their hand. You'll obviously be there a lot with all the discards that you have here. 4 of the Deep-Cavern Bats, flying lifelink. You'll steal stuff out of their hands. Sometimes you'll be wanting to steal stuff out of their hands just to trigger it, so they have to destroy this creature. So they kind of like lose a card just to destroy it. But it does get in for 1 point of damage, and lifelink does matter. So it is nice to have around. Sometimes if you get rid of their removal, they just don't draw their removal. So you keep them depleted from that extra card. So it's awesome for that. Momentum Breaker. The really nice thing about this is that it has the ability to get rid of creatures, which you need in a lot of those situations. But it has that secondary ability. Not many people realize that each opponent who can't sacrifice a creature discards a card. So basically, it's a two mana discard a card if they don't have a creature on the board. So that's awesome. And it has that secondary ability, or I should say third ability, that if you pay 2, you gain life equal to your speed. So it has some beneficial point in there. It can help you survive an extra turn or 2 with that. Shoot the Sheriff. We have 3 of those. Tithing Blade. You have 4 of those. The nice thing with this is you can actually also do craft with a creature. So if you have a creature you want to sacrifice, there's some beneficial reasons you can do that. I believe I ran into a game where I could actually trigger the craft with creature, sacrifice my Deep-Cavern Bats, which had a Boroid under it, and then I could force them to discard the Boroid if I wanted to, all on my turn, and that prevents them from having a removal and casting their Boroid. So very interesting different plays you can do with that craft with a creature, so remember that that's on there. Confiscation. This has 1 or 2 different abilities here. Target opponent discards 2 cards, which is awesome. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it. That player discards that card. So very beneficial in there. And then off the Thought-Stalker Warlock, 3 casting cost, 2/2 Menace. Keep in mind, a Menace, so they can't block it with 1 creature. And when this enters, choose target opponent. If they lost life this turn, they reveal their hand and choose a non-land card from it. Don't worry about it. They still discard a card, even if you don't do that. So, and then we do have one of the Arbiter of Woe. The thing you have to watch out for this, you do need a creature in play to cast the spell. But what happens when when it enters, each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. You draw a card and gain 2 life. So it has a lot of good abilities on here, but you got to make sure that you have a creature in play. That's why we're only playing 1 of in this deck. But it does have 5/4 flying, so it does have that evasion. Allows you to get it down and still tack in for 5 on the next turn if they don't have removal for it. So very good in there. And we're just doing our basic lands here. We're doing with 24 swamps. So let's get into the gameplay. All right, we go first. Quite a bit of discard, and we have removal. It's actually a nice starting hand here. Would like to see like a 1-drop discard, but can't be too picky. I think we're going to do the Blade next turn. Just hope they don't have a double. Ooh, they dropped a Pride Mage. Okay, they got the Channeler. Okay, we will drop this to try to keep them off the 3 creatures. Fire this up. Okay, they're going to take the talent, which is fine. I'm actually okay with that. We can just have them sacrifice it. Ooh, that's nasty. We'll do this one. And if I Tithing Blade here, he has to discard another card from this coming back into play. So it has the same ability basically as if I'd cast a talent. So we'll just do that first. They didn't have to do that, but okay. We will get a third one in play. Discard their card. That's nasty. We'll fire up both of these. Level 2. They'll start taking 4 damage a turn. We'll cast this. They'll discard again. This was a nasty draw by us. I expect a scoop here. All right. Good game. All right, opponent goes first on this one. We do have multiple removals. 4 removals and then a discard. Let's keep it. Hopefully we have like a aggro deck so we can get rid of, you know, like a mono white life gain or something. We can just sit there and get rid of everything. Look at this. That's unfortunate. We will get rid of that right away. Okay, they got a Vanguard. Can do a Tithing Blade. Or I can do it. Yeah, let's start with the Tithing Blade. We'll shoot the Sheriff on this one. We'll duress him just to see. Okay. We weren't going to be playing that duress later. We just had open mana, so might as well do that. Okay, they got Healer's Hawk. Unfortunate, but we have to drop that. We will do this. We can remove their creature next turn and turn on the talent. Okay. This game's working out pretty good for us. We'll start doing the damage. If we get a land, we can turn on Bandit's talent. Well, another removal. Force them to discard their card. Perfect. Okay, we can get them to sack that. We did get another land. I think we're going to do this. Attack in. Okay, unfortunately, they did find a card. We're going to turn this on because we need to find some more removal. We're going to attack in. Well, that's pretty good. don't mind them really attacking in. I just don't want them to gain life. So we're going to get rid of any of their life gain cards. Okay, they're going to banish our bandit's talent. They went after our creature. Okay. Well. I'm just going to use this one now. You know what? I'm so high life, I'm not going to. Just because the only thing that can get him back is a life linker. Do need a creature to cast one of these guys. Unfortunately, they exiled our creature, so we can't trigger the Tithing Blade. All right. And turn. Again, we're only going to go after lifelink. They're dead next turn. All right, good game. All right, opponent goes first. We do have 3 land here. Duress, Bats, Sheriff, and Warlock. We'll keep that. It's a pretty balanced hand that we have. We'll Duress them right out the gate. So we're playing... Okay, get lost or shoot the Sheriff. I can kill my enchantment, so I don't really want that. They're confident? Yep. Confident. I do think we remove that. We don't want them drawing extra cards. Okay, got the Saboteur. We're going to drop our bats. That gives it a +1 counter on with the Saboteur if he doesn't... I mean, we can get rid of his removal, so... Unless he has 2. He has 2. So... We'll take his sorcery. That way he has to spend his instant to get rid of the bats. Kind of a shame. The bandit's talent would have came in handy on that turn. We'll just do this for the discard. See if they get rid of the removal. They're sitting on 2 removal, actually. All right, we'll fire that up. All right, so they have 2 cards. We'll want to get rid of this, but we actually do want to get rid of the removal too. So it is sorcery. This is why we kept the sorcery here. Let's drop this. We'll see if it's just 1 removal. If they have 2 removal, it is what it is. They got instant speed removal, it looks like. Oh, interesting. I think we're going to take that so that we can cast to shoot the sheriff. And then we can follow that up with a Thought-Stalker next turn. They're going to cast that right away. I guess there's no point in let's. Oh, I can't even do that because it's a rogue. I forgot. All right. End turn. That's the downfall of this. Assassins, mercenaries, pirates, and rogues and warlocks are outlaws. Okay, we're gonna have to sack that. That really does limit us for removal. We can get them down to no cards in hand here if we really wanted to. Oh, interesting. That means we can stab this. That actually worked out really well for us. Yes, I'm sure. I'm going to do that one because we want to keep the removal. Wow. Good turn of events for us. We're just going to get that because they're going to play whatever they have right away. So we just want the creature down for the damage. We actually, I should have probably made that level 3. But we'll get more damage in with this, so. Get the draw going on here. Make them discard. Unless they cast. Did they get another one of their spectacular tactics? No. Or that's what they did. They had it. Nice. We'll pump that up. They'll take 4 damage. Down to 1. I think we got him here. Good game. All right, let's look at this hand. We have 2 land, discard, removal, hand disruption, and then Bandit's Talent, our key card of the matchup. See what they end up doing here first. Okay, tap land. Let's take a peek. I guess we're not going to see it until next turn when we drop a bat. Forest. Okay, they must be loaded with land, which is good. Moving Marsh. Okay. Take a look at their hand. Got it. Oh, Boroid. Well, we don't have anything to get rid of the Bororoid, so we'll use the bat to get rid of the Bororoid. We'll drop the Demon Wall next turn. We can stab the Knight. No blocks. We'll have him discard a land. They had to discard them both, too, with that. That was nice. Wonder if we should just turn this on. Let's do that. We want to get the damage in. We'll be doing 4 damage a turn. Or, sorry, 3 damage a turn. And we got lifelink, so we'll be able to outpace them right now. Okay. We do have the removal when they turn this on, which is good. So we're going to get the card draw going. It would be kind of smart to keep the Shoot the Sheriff just in case they kill our bats. That way, when they do cast the Bororoid, we can remove it. But the Demon Wall, obviously, is a factor in this. That was unfortunate. Well, we might as well just cast... I mean, that's just a card draw. Let's cast this. We'll attack in. We will kill this with the stab next turn. They could turn one of these on, which is smart to do. But we can kill this. We're going to kill the cottage. Because that also doesn't allow them to turn on the Demon Wall next turn, which is nice. Well, that's pretty nice. Let's get the removal down. They'll be able to attack in with the 4/4 if that's what they're going for. Otherwise, they're going down to 7 here. The land, they're going to turn on a cottage. They do get a food token. We don't have that draw anymore, which is a little unfortunate. Especially because this is a dead card in our hand. So what is this, 5? Okay, next turn I might actually do this. With this, we'll sacrifice our creature. That way we get rid of the Bororoid for good. Obviously, it depends on what we draw. They're a turn away from dying anyways, though. Because I can attack in, I can then trigger this to craft, and then make them discard. Okay, we're good. I suppose they'd gain life, so maybe we're not all the way up there yet. Well, I can just do Arbiter, too. We'll attack in. They're down to 4. We can just kill him with this by... We'll sacrifice this one. Because they lose 2 life. And then they'll take 2 damage from this. And turn. Good game. Alright, we go first here, so let's take this. We got multiple removals, 2 discard spells, that's pretty good. 3 land, like to see that. We're going to start with their Duress since it's our only real turn 1 play. Okay, they can bounce our stuff, which we're actually pretty happy with them bouncing most of our stuff, so I'd rather get rid of their counter spell. We're going to see a turn 1 Inspector. The unfortunate thing here is we need to have something for that second spell card. We want to get rid of that Zenith as fast as possible. They also have that Bunnicorn, which is not good. Well, we'll get rid of the counter. I'm thinking we're going to use the stab on the Bunnicorn. Oh, he doesn't have white mana. Well, might as well get this down. See what he gets rid of. We might get rid of the Flood Maw. Island. Ooh. Okay. We will do a Tithing Blade for that. Because they would use that as a sack fodder no matter what, almost. Investigator as well is going to end up eating a Tithing Blade, so... Would prefer them not to cast Tithing... or cast... I want them to cast the Zenith first, basically. We'll see what they end up doing. All right, good game. All right, that was Mono Black Discard Budget Deck. You can see from the gameplay it was actually pretty fun. Some of those ridiculous turns where I just got rid of their hand like crazy. That one game I had 4 talents out was just insane. Definitely a fun deck to play. And if we want to talk about upgrades, the neat thing is I have another Mono Black Discard video that you can just go and look at and see what a full-featured discard deck would look like. So just go over, peruse the other video, and you can kind of see where you're wanting to go with this deck if you're wanting to upgrade it. And you can kind of pick through there. The nice thing with a deck like this, it's really easy to substitute cards as you get the rarities up. So definitely check that out, see what cards you're kind of interested in, and you can slot them in this deck as needed. Please hit that subscribe button below. Newer channel, really appreciate it. If you can, like, and also add some comments in here what kind of budget decks you're looking for in the future. Always looking for input from the audience to see what people like. Otherwise, have a fantastic day.